Welcome to the Confident Speaking Podcast,
where you can learn to speak English with confidence and fluency.
Hello there. Thanks for joining us once again on the Confident Speaking Podcast.
Hey, everybody. It's wonderful to have you with us today.
My name is Felicia.
And I'm John.
Here on this channel, our mission is to support you in practicing authentic, everyday English.
We'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying what we're creating.
Absolutely. Your support makes a real difference. We're grateful for it.
The topic we're exploring today is something most of us experience regularly.
You're right. Today, we're diving into the subject of your working day. We'll be sharing details about our careers and the daily patterns that shape our routines.
Shall we begin?
So, John, how's everything going with you today?
I'm doing well, Felicia. A bit sleepy, but overall fine. How about you?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. You mentioned feeling sleepy. What's the reason behind that?
Well, the reason is I woke up quite early this morning. My cat decided to perform at 5 a.m.
Oh, dear. Your cat performs?
Well, he makes very loud meowing sounds. It felt like a personal concert meant only for me.
That's amusing. My dog simply sleeps all the time. He absolutely loves sleeping.
You're fortunate. So tell me, what activities filled your weekend? Did you do anything enjoyable?
Yes, I took a stroll through the park. The weather conditions were wonderful. Plus, I finished reading an excellent book.
That sounds peaceful and relaxing. My weekend was completely different. I went to see my family. It was noisy, but extremely enjoyable.
I really enjoy family visits. Well, I'm pleased you made it here today, even though you're feeling a bit tired.
Same here. I'm prepared to discuss our work lives.
All right, so let's dive into our working days. John, what exactly do you do? What's your profession?
I'm employed at an office. My position is, let me think. I spend my time working with computer systems. I hold the position of customer support specialist.
A customer support specialist. That sounds quite intriguing. What exactly does that involve?
It means my role is to assist people who utilize our company's product. When they encounter a problem, they reach out to me through phone calls or email messages, and my job is to provide solutions.
Oh, so you interact with numerous different people throughout each day.
Yes, precisely. Each day brings something slightly different because each person faces a unique challenge. On some occasions, the challenges are straightforward. On other occasions, they're considerably more complex.
I see what you mean. So your job involves sitting at a desk.
A desk job? What's the meaning of that phrase?
It refers to the type of work where you remain seated at a desk throughout your working hours. You're based in an office environment.
Oh, that's correct. I have an extremely typical desk job. I'm seated at my desk from 9 until 5.
9 to 5. That's a well-known expression.
Indeed it is. It indicates the hours from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Those are my regular working hours. How about you? You work as a teacher, don't you?
That's accurate. I teach English, though my schedule is different from yours. My classes begin at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's quite early. Do you enjoy waking up at an early hour?
To be honest, I do. I'm what people call a morning person. I really appreciate the peaceful early morning hours. I typically wake up at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.? Wow. I'm definitely not a morning person. I rise at 7:30 and I require 2 full cups of coffee just to begin my day. I function like a robot until I've had coffee.
I can relate to that. I prefer drinking tea in the morning. So, describe your typical day for me. What's the very first thing you do upon arriving at the office?
Okay, the first thing I do is walk over to my desk. I greet my colleagues with a good morning.
Colleagues, that's an excellent word to know.
Yes, colleagues are the individuals you work alongside. My colleague Sarah has a desk right next to mine. We consistently chat for several minutes each morning.
That's pleasant. It's beneficial to have workplace friendships.
It really is. After that, I power on my computer. It's an older computer, which means it requires quite a while to boot up. I utilize this waiting time to review my notebook.
You keep a notebook?
Yes, an actual paper notebook. I record my daily tasks in it. Old-fashioned, I realize. Once my computer is fully operational, I go through my emails. I consistently have numerous emails waiting.
How many emails are we talking about?
On some mornings, 20 or 30 new email messages. It's quite substantial.
Oh my goodness, that really is substantial. What's your approach to handling all of them?
I skim through them rapidly. Some come from my boss, some originate from colleagues. A large number are from customers experiencing problems. I respond to the straightforward ones initially.
That appears to be an effective system. Do you participate in a morning meeting?
Yes. At 10 a.m., we conduct a brief meeting with our team.
What does a team meeting typically involve?
Our team leader, David, discusses the day ahead. He informs us about any fresh information. Occasionally, we review challenging problems from the day before. The meetings typically last 15 minutes. Brief and straightforward.
That's good to hear. My teacher meetings sometimes extend to 1 hour. That's quite lengthy.
1 hour? Oh, no. Following my meeting, I begin handling the customer calls. The telephone starts ringing and my actual work commences.
Are the customers generally pleasant?
The majority are extremely pleasant. They appreciate receiving assistance. However, sometimes, occasionally people become angry. They raise their voices. That represents the challenging aspect of my position.
What's your response when a customer becomes angry?
I listen attentively. I allow them to express themselves. I tell them, I understand your frustration. I'm here to provide you with help. It's crucial to remain calm and approachable.
That must be challenging. You demonstrate great patience.
I make an effort to be. After handling several calls, it's typically time for a coffee break. I consistently get coffee with my friend Tom from a different department.
What topics do you and Tom discuss?
Oh, we discuss all sorts of things. We talk about television programs, about our plans for the weekend, sometimes about work-related challenges. It serves as a nice break from routine.
I take a short break at 10:32. I typically have a snack and look at my phone.
What kind of snack do you prefer?
I frequently have an apple or perhaps some cookies. Sometimes the other teachers contribute cakes. Those are particularly good days.
I really love having cake at work. So, following my coffee break, I return to my desk. I face more emails and additional phone calls. Prior to lunch, I'm required to compose a report.
Reports? What exactly are those?
Reports are written documents. I document the problems I've resolved during the morning hours. I record the number of calls I've handled. My boss appreciates seeing these numbers.
I understand. So you remain at your desk working until it's time for lunch.
Precisely. I typically eat lunch at approximately 12:30.
Where do you usually have your lunch?
Sometimes I dine in the office cafeteria alongside my colleagues. The food quality there is acceptable. Sometimes I bring lunch prepared from home and consume it at my desk while watching a video on my phone.
Is it considered healthy to eat while working at your desk?
Probably not particularly healthy, but it provides quiet time. What's your lunch situation?
My lunch break occurs at 12. I eat in the designated teacher's room. I consistently bring lunch prepared at home. It's more economical and healthier.
What did you pack for lunch today?
Today, I prepared a chicken salad. It tasted good. What did you eat today?
I brought along a sandwich and an apple. It was okay, though somewhat unexciting. I really need to develop skills in cooking more interesting meals.
So, following lunch, what activities do you engage in? Do you experience tiredness?
Oh, absolutely. I consistently feel tired after lunch. We refer to it as the afternoon slump. So I begin the afternoon hours with more coffee.
You consume quite a lot of coffee.
I know it's somewhat problematic, but it helps. During the afternoon, I frequently conduct video calls with clients.
With whom?
With clients. Clients represent the people who buy products from our company. Sometimes their challenges are more intricate, which means we need to have a video call to share our computer screens.
Is that challenging to manage?
Sometimes I must speak with great clarity and listen with careful attention. But it's engaging. I appreciate seeing the faces of the people I communicate with. My afternoons are filled with students. They pose many great questions, though sometimes they're drowsy following lunch.
How do you keep your lessons engaging during the afternoon?
I attempt to incorporate games or video content. I encourage them to stand up and move around. Sometimes that helps boost the energy levels.
That's an excellent approach. Perhaps I should request my clients to participate in a game.
That would be quite humorous. When does your workday conclude?
My final class ends at 3:30. After that, I need to prepare for the next day. I write information on the board, I make copies of papers, I review homework assignments. I generally leave school around 4:15.
That's a reasonable time to finish working. I conclude at 5 p.m., though occasionally I work slightly longer if I'm facing a heavy workload.
Oh, that constitutes a lengthy day.
It can be lengthy, but typically at 5 p.m. I shut down my computer, I bid farewell, saying see you tomorrow to my colleagues, and then I head home.
And then you face your commute.
My commute? You remember that term?
Of course. Commute refers to the travel that occurs between your residence and your workplace. How much time does your commute take?
My commute lasts approximately 30 minutes by bus. I dislike it when the bus becomes crowded with people, but when I secure a seat, it's tolerable.
What activities do you engage in on the bus?
I typically listen to music, sometimes I listen to an audiobook, or I simply gaze out the window and reflect on my day.
That sounds quite peaceful. My commute is briefer. I walk to school. The journey takes roughly 15 minutes. I appreciate it. It serves as my daily exercise.
Walking is beneficial. I should incorporate more walking into my routine. So, upon arriving home, what's the very first thing you do?
The first thing is I remove my shoes and my work clothing. I change into comfortable clothes. Then I relax for several minutes on the sofa. I'm very tired from work and the bus ride.
I am as well. I frequently prepare a cup of tea and sit down for 5 minutes of peaceful time.
Do you prepare dinner when you arrive home?
Yes, I generally cook a simple dinner, pasta or rice accompanied by vegetables, something that's quick to make. Sometimes when I'm particularly tired, I order food for delivery, perhaps pizza.
I can relate. I frequently order food as well, maybe twice a week. Cooking requires considerable effort after a long day. My afternoons are filled with students. They pose many excellent questions, though sometimes they're drowsy following lunch.
How do you keep your lessons engaging during the afternoon?
I attempt to incorporate games or video content. I encourage them to stand up and move around. Sometimes that helps boost the energy levels.
That's an excellent approach. Perhaps I should request my clients to participate in the game.
That would be quite humorous.
When does your workday conclude?
My final class ends at 3:30. Following that, I must prepare for the following day. I write information on the board, I make copies of papers, I review homework assignments. I generally depart from school at around 4:15.
That's a reasonable time to finish working. I conclude at 5 p.m., though occasionally I work slightly longer if I'm facing a heavy workload.
Oh, that constitutes a lengthy day.
It can be lengthy, but typically at 5 p.m. I shut down my computer, I bid farewell, saying see you tomorrow to my colleagues, and then I head home.
And then you face your commute.
My commute, you recall that term?
Yes, naturally. Commute refers to the travel that occurs between your residence and your workplace. How much time does your commute take?
My commute lasts approximately 30 minutes by bus. I dislike it when the bus becomes crowded with people, but when I secure a seat, it's tolerable.
What activities do you engage in on the bus?
I typically listen to music, sometimes I listen to an audiobook, or I simply gaze out the window and reflect on my day.
That sounds quite peaceful. My commute is briefer. I walked to school. The journey takes roughly 15 minutes. I appreciate it. It serves as my daily exercise.
Walking is beneficial. I should incorporate more walking into my routine. So, upon arriving home, what's the very first thing you do?
The first thing is I remove my shoes and my work clothing. I change into comfortable clothes. Then I unwind for several minutes on the sofa. I'm extremely tired following work and the bus ride.
Me as well. I frequently prepare a cup of tea and sit down for 5 minutes of peaceful time.
Do you prepare dinner when you arrive home?
Yes, I generally cook a straightforward dinner, pasta or rice with vegetables, something that's quick to make. Sometimes, when I'm particularly tired, I order food for delivery, perhaps pizza.
I can relate. I frequently order food as well, maybe twice weekly. Cooking requires considerable effort after a long day.
It genuinely does.
So, John, do you have positive feelings about your job?
That's quite a significant question. Yes, I do have positive feelings about it. It's occasionally monotonous or stressful, but my colleagues are kind people and the work holds interest. I appreciate helping people resolve their problems. What about your feelings? Do you enjoy teaching?
I'm passionate about it. It's exhausting, and sometimes the students present challenges, but it's also deeply rewarding.
Rewarding, what's the meaning of that term?
It indicates that it provides me with good feelings. It feels significant and worthwhile when a student expresses, "Thank you, teacher, I comprehend now." That's the most wonderful feeling.
That's an excellent feeling. I experience similar emotions sometimes when a customer expresses great happiness and gratitude for my assistance.
Precisely. Every profession includes positive aspects and negative aspects.
For instance, a negative aspect for me occurs when my computer operates slowly. It's incredibly frustrating. I click and then wait. I click and then wait.
I recognize that feeling. Or when the internet connection is slow at school, I want to display a video, and it pauses every 2 seconds. The students become extremely impatient.
Technology is magnificent when it functions properly.
So accurate. What represents the most positive part of your day at work?
The most positive part? I believe it's lunchtime. I take pleasure in conversing and laughing alongside my workplace friends. It doesn't feel like work during those moments. Additionally, I appreciate the feeling at 5 p.m. when I've completed everything.
That's pleasant. For me, the best part occurs when a student comprehends a challenging topic, or when we conduct a fun activity and everyone is laughing while learning.
I can imagine. Okay, what represents the most challenging part of your day?
The most challenging part occurs when students lack interest. They gaze out the window or converse with their friends. It's difficult to teach them effectively, and it creates a bit of sadness in me.
I understand that feeling. For me, the most challenging part involves a significant problem with a client that I'm unable to resolve quickly. Or when 3 phones ring simultaneously, that can generate considerable stress.
But you consistently discover a solution, correct?
I make an effort. We consistently make efforts. Sometimes I must request my boss for assistance, and that's perfectly acceptable. It's beneficial to function in a team environment.
Yes, I completely agree. I frequently request advice from other teachers. It's extremely helpful. Okay, let's discuss the weekend. Do you think about work during the weekend?
I attempt not to, but sometimes I must prepare lessons for the upcoming week. Perhaps for 2 or 3 hours on Sunday. What about your situation?
No, I don't engage in that. On Friday, I shut down my computer and I don't think about work until Monday morning arrives. For me, the weekend exists for rest and enjoyment.
That's a very healthy practice. I should adopt that approach from you.
I believe so. Work holds important, but free time holds important as well. We require rest.
I completely agree with that sentiment. You know, Felicia, we utilized numerous useful words today during our discussion about our jobs.
We certainly did. It could be beneficial to review some of them once more, to support everyone in remembering them.
A mini vocabulary review. I appreciate that idea. Should we begin with one of the initial words I mentioned? How about colleagues?
Oh, that's an ideal word to start with. Colleagues. So what's the definition, John?
Well, colleagues are the individuals you work alongside. They're not your friends from outside work, but rather the people in your office or your school who perform similar jobs.
That's correct. For example, the other teachers at my school represent my colleagues. And Sarah, who has a desk next to you, is your colleague.
Precisely. So you can express, I am going to lunch with my colleagues, or I need to ask my colleague a question.
It's a significantly better word than simply saying people from work. It sounds more professional in nature. Okay, next word. You brought this one up, John. Commute.
Ah, yes, the commute. This represents a very significant word for anyone who has a job. The commute is the journey that occurs between your home and your workplace. So it's not the work itself, it's the travel to and from work. My commute is 30 minutes by bus.
And my commute is a 15-minute walk. A commute can be long or short. It can be by car, by train, by bus, or by foot.
People frequently express, I have a long commute, which means they spend considerable time traveling to work. It can be tiring.
Definitely true. Okay, it's my turn for a word. Let's discuss schedule.
Schedule. Oh yes, we talked about our daily schedule. What does schedule signify?
Your schedule is your plan for your day or your week. It tells you what you're doing and when you're doing it.
So, my digital calendar on the computer represents my schedule. It indicates meeting at 10 a.m. and lunch at 12:30.
Yes, and my teaching schedule shows my classes, 8:30 a.m., 10 a.m., and so forth. You can also use it as a verb. You can state, I have a meeting scheduled for 2 p.m.
That's useful information. So if someone inquires, what's your schedule like today? They want to know your plan for the day.
Perfect. Now, a word you mentioned that holds great importance for office work, report.
Reports. I don't particularly love them, but they hold important. A report is a formal document that provides information about something.
Can you provide an example?
Of course. At the end of the day, I write a small report. I document how many phone calls I handled and what the frequent problems were. My boss reads the report to gain understanding of our work.
So it's a summary of information. Students report book reports. Scientists report research reports. It's a very common word.
It is indeed. Okay, let's consider another one. How about deadline? I didn't mention it previously, but it's an extremely, extremely important word at work.
Ooh, deadline. Yes, that's a crucial one. What is a deadline, John?
A deadline is the final day or time when you must complete something. It represents the last possible date. For example, if my boss states the report deadline is next Friday, it means I must complete the report by Friday.
Yes, and you cannot be late. If you're late, you miss the deadline, and that's not good.
No, it's not. So you frequently hear people state, I'm busy because I have a deadline, or I'm working hard to meet the deadline.
To meet a deadline means finishing the work on time. It's a very common phrase.
Let's do one additional word. How about full-time?
Full-time. That's a beneficial one to understand when you discuss jobs. A full-time job is a job where you work many hours weekly, typically around 35 to 40 hours per week, like your job from 9 to 5, or my job as a teacher. These are full-time jobs. And the opposite is a part-time job, where you work fewer hours per week, maybe only 15 or 20 hours per week.
Many students hold part-time jobs, so you can say, I work full-time, or I have a part-time job at a cafe. So to review, we discussed colleagues, commute, schedule, report, deadline, and full-time.
That's an extremely good list of words for discussing work. I hope that proved helpful for everyone to hear them once more.
Same here. It proved helpful for me as well. Now I understand how to explain my job more effectively.
Learning English involves repeating and practicing continuously. Okay, John, we've been conversing for quite a considerable time. I believe we shared a great deal about our lives.
We genuinely did. It was an excellent conversation, but now it's likely time to summarize what we discussed for our viewers.
Absolutely. So today's primary topic was discussing your daily workday. We wanted to demonstrate to everyone how to describe their daily routine at work, utilizing simple and clear English.
That's accurate. We began by discussing our jobs. I mentioned I'm a customer support specialist, which indicates I assist customers with their problems through the phone and through email.
And I reminded everyone that I'm an English teacher. We discussed our different start times. You begin at 9 a.m., and I start my classes at 8:30 a.m.
We also utilized that excellent phrase, a desk job, for people like me who work primarily at a computer in an office environment.
Then we walked through a typical day step by step. We utilized many useful time words. Do you remember, Felicia?
I do remember. We discussed the morning, first thing when we arrived to work, then we had our morning meeting or team meeting at 10 a.m.
And then we both take a coffee break or a short break before continuing our work.
Then naturally lunchtime or lunch break. For me, that occurs around 12:30, and for you, it's at 12.
After lunch, we transition into the afternoon. We both acknowledge that sometimes we feel slightly tired then, the afternoon slump.
And finally, we discussed finishing work. You depart school around 4:15, and I finish work or close my computer at 5 p.m.
And we can't overlook the very significant word we discussed, the commute. That's the journey home, correct? My commute is by bus, and yours is a walk.
We also covered some genuinely key vocabulary words we utilize at work. We conducted a whole section on that. We discussed colleagues, which are the people we work alongside, and schedule, which is our plan for the day.
Reports, which are the documents we compose, and a very significant one, deadline, which is the final time you must complete something.
And finally, we described our jobs as full-time jobs.
I believe if you can utilize all these words, you can describe your own workday very effectively.
I think so as well. The goal is to support you in feeling confident discussing your own life in English. And now it's your turn to practice. It's time for the most enjoyable part of the video, the question of the day.
We truly love reading your answers in the comments. It supports you in practicing writing, and it helps our community expand.
So today's question is all about you and your work, but we understand not everyone holds a job, so we have 2 questions for you.
That's right. So our first question is, what is your job? Describe one thing you do every day at work.
And if you are a student or if you don't hold a job at this moment, your question is, what is your dream job? Why do you appreciate that job?
So, for example, if you are a chef, you can write, I am a chef. I cook food every day.
Or if your dream job is to become a doctor, you can write, my dream job is a doctor. I enjoy helping people.
You can compose a short sentence or a lengthy paragraph. Any practice is good practice.
Please attempt to utilize one of the words we learned today if you're able to. Perhaps you can use the word colleague or schedule, but it's acceptable if you don't. Just make your best effort.
We will be reading the comments, and we consistently attempt to reply to as many as we possibly can. We appreciate seeing your answers from all around the world. It's the most exciting part of our week.
So, please take a moment and compose a comment. Say hello and inform us about your work or your dreams.
Before we depart, we want to thank you for spending this time with us. We understand you're busy, and we are extremely happy you chose to practice your English with us today.
Yes, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and you desire to see more, please inform us by giving it a like. It genuinely helps.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and the little bell. That way you won't miss our next conversation.
So, from both of us here at Confident Speaking Podcast, keep practicing and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow.
Have a wonderful day, an amazing week, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.